This is the Whitman Cultural Council. It's November 27th, 23, and we're meeting at the Whitman Police Station Community Room.
Can you go around the
Sure. People in attendance: Juliana Dunn,
William Herron.
Kate Barton.
Avery Moshe.
Julia Nanigan.
Adriana DiStefano.
Hello.
And
Say
Christine Zamani.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think we're here to go over grants.
It's not on the agenda.
Well, the summer concerts are.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
I feel fine about going over the grants.
You feel fine about it? Can we
Yeah.
vote on them if it's not on?
Well, let's go through it and let's take a first pass.
Okay, because it is going to take a while.
Because there's 4 pages here of 38 grants. So,
Do we need to maybe go over what's on the agenda first?
I have the meeting minutes.
Okay. If we want to approve the, was that for last time?
Yes.
Okay. You can take one. I know you weren't here, so you're probably the same from the vote anyway.
Thank you.
Will, do you have a any treasurer update for us?
I do. I emailed out an Excel sheet for the grant account. Since last meeting, Rose Conservatory has been paid out, Peter Reynolds, Andrea Lovett's Carving Your Own Story, and the Public Library's Alien Balloon Twisting. The account should now stand at $9,270.
Can you say that again?
9,270. Do you want me to repeat the groups paid out as well?
You said Carving Your Own Story, Alien Balloon Twisting, and what was the other?
Peter Reynolds' visit and the Rose Conservatory concert.
I'll make I'll make an emotion that we approve the minutes from October 5th. Anybody want to second it?
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask one thing about what you just said, Lynn?
Yeah.
So, do you know who's left to be paid?
Yes. I also sent out, it's just a very simple Google document that has a list of who's to be paid. I know one of them, one of the 2 Council on Aging events didn't happen, so I have to check with them about which one. And then the Southeastern Philharmonic Holiday Concert still has not happened yet.
When is that?
On their application, they said December 4th, but I haven't heard anything from Town Hall about them.
I think I saw something.
I think it's this Sunday.
Oh, okay. So they did. Good. I know Ruth Harkovitz did get the December 17th slot for her performance. That was supposed to be back in March. But that was on last year's. And
So that was two years ago?
yeah, because we approved her for an extension
Okay.
earlier this year.
Okay. All right. So, if I understand, we have the 9,270 plus the 12,800.
No, we don't have the 12/8, right? It's down to 9.
It's down to 9.
And then there will be more taken out.
And then the 12,800 will come into the account in January, I believe.
Because this is fiscal 2023 year. So fiscal 2024 year just began, right?
Right. So I know that that's the allotment is the 12,800. I haven't seen it any documentation about it coming into the account.
Right, but I'm just trying to determine how much we have to grant. So if we subtract out the unpaids from the 9270, what are we left with?
The total unpaids is 5,400.
Oh, okay, so 9270. So 3,800
Yeah.
roughly?
3,870. Yeah.
Okay. So in theory, we will have the 12,800 plus the 3,870.
Yep. I did that wrong.
Okay. We can take out 10% for administrative, correct?
Yep. It does say it.
Is it 10 or is it 5?
Did we not spend that last year though? We took it out and then we didn't spend it.
We did not, so it's part of that like 4,000 that's going to carry over to next year.
I'm sorry. You might be right. 5% administrative.
I feel like
Okay.
I have to go back.
What was Dawn paid out of?
For
Out of the
Whitman Day,
administrative stuff? For the Harding printing and stuff? Was that her that paid that or did we?
for the maps and stuff.
Yeah.
For the maps, we paid Harding directly this year.
Did that come out of the
That came out of the Whitman Day grant.
Okay.
So if we take 12,800 minus 640 plus 3,870, that's what we have, correct?
So that money though from FY23 that hasn't been granted back, is that automatically rolled into next year, or is that how it works? Like if we had approved a grant, but then the person never did whatever it is that they were going to do,
That rolls in.
Yep.
so then we
But-
can just use it the next year?
Yep.
Now,
It should be held for that person, though, is that what you mean?
well, there's that. So how long do they have to complete their task?
I believe they have a year from the date they received their letter. So that's roughly January.
All right, and then, but they can ask for an extension, which
They
we
can.
would then,
Decide if we want to say yes or no.
okay. But they would have had to have already come to us for an extension, right?
One would hope.
Like during the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that program that didn't happen earlier this year didn't happen at the Council on Aging, that's monies that would be rolled over to this fiscal year.
Okay. All right.
So it's 1 year from when they got their approval.
Yes, when they get their notification of their approval. So it's a little loosey-goosey. It's not like, the hard and fast deadline is the October 15th or whatever the next work day is. But other than that, there's some wiggle room in terms of people applying for reimbursements and stuff.
Right.
All right.
So and by my math, which trust me is not necessarily the best one to go from, I have 16,030.
Because you
And
have.
does that include the people
That makes sense.
haven't been paid yet?
Yep.
It does.
Yes.
Yes.
So we don't really have that.
No, I took the unencumbered monies from last year is 3,800 because we had 9270 left, but there's about 5,400 outstanding, which puts us at 3,800 or 3,870, excuse me. So then we have 12,800 for this year. So add those two together and it's 16,030.
16,670?
No. What did you get for it? 16 what?
030.
Okay.
So it wasn't the 12,800 plus 3,870? Is that not what you said?
Yes, but I took out 640 for administrative.
Sorry, I missed that part.
Sorry,
This is what we have to award.
I believe we have $16,030. If we want to hedge our bets, we could just go to 15 and stop, and then make sure that all the math is right before we get to the final
Yeah. Well,
voting next time.
for tonight, we're not deciding on the actual. I think that we were going to chunk them first, and like by the yes, maybe no.
Sure.
Green, yellow, red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's what we did last year. We did the yes, maybe no's, and then
Okay.
we decide on the actual grant amounts and the final.
Okay.
Does everyone have access to or a copy of the Mass Cultural Council website with the lists right now. I don't
Yeah.
know how to connect to like this stuff with my laptop.
To open the panel book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saved it locally.
That's what I did too.
I took notes. I'm ready to talk about it.
I'm just bringing it back up.
So who's gonna keep track of what we designate each thing?
Let me see if this is.
I don't,
Do they have
I'll give it a whirl. I mean, I think, let's take a first,
Do you want me to like open up an Excel spreadsheet and just
oh, that would
number
be,
it like 1 through, what is it, 38?
yeah, that'd be delightful.
Do you want me to do it on here and you can go through the list?
Sure.
Should we just start at the top?
Yeah.
Okay. Janet Applefield, Combating Hate and Prejudice. Do you need to look at a phone?
Just trying to think log in. I just couldn't find the login button.
That sounds, was that for the
I know
middle
we
school?
talked about it, but I don't know if we actually approved
Was it requested by the middle school? It was requested by the middle school. I feel like we did not approve it last year because something else was approved, and we kind of did one of those like, middle school got one, the 2 elementary schools got
Yes.
one, so we kind of like divvied it up that way. So I feel like we did not approve this one last year. So I think that is a definite maybe. We should see what else.
I think the middle school only applies for one-on-one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is it a range?
Yes, the middle school has a couple.
And I'm pretty sure there's at least one science one that the middle school.
Oh,
Yeah.
the reptile. Is the reptile? I kind of feel like
The reptile enrichment program.
this one's probably a one-on-one.
Okay. Well, let's go through and see if there's any no's right away.
Okay.
Does that sound okay? And then we can knock out some of that and then go back. So what it's green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm yellow on Janet Applefield. Anybody else want to?
So are we gonna go in order, or we wanna go with definite no's, like talk about that?
I can't get Excel for me. Yeah, log into my Excel.
Okay.
Let's see if I can open mine.
All right. For definite no's, I would put number 38 at the top of my no list. Matt York, Stories and Songs of Johnny Cash. There's no local sponsor.
Okay.
I would also the number 31, live music making history live, no local sponsor.
So you said 38 no.
38 with 31 no. For me, that's just me.
Okay.
I love the Talking Information Center. I thought this was too loose a grant because it didn't have a specific project in mind.
Which number is that?
30, number 30. It just,
The only thing with that one though is that it is for the blind, and I feel like we didn't approve it last year, and they did ask last year, and I kind of like that
okay,
it takes into account like a different.
okay. I can be talked into it.
So maybe.
Like it represents another demographic. I think we had that conversation, right?
Yeah. Number 25, no local sponsor. Patrick Smith, Afternoon of Brass, number 3.
I didn't write the number down, but which one is the art internship on that? Is it 26?
Yes.
Has no local sponsor. And my hesitation, like I love the idea of that, but the kids would have to go to Cohasset, and I just don't see parents from Whitman driving their kids to Cohasset for multiple weeks, for 10 weeks or whatever.
Oh, which one is that? What number?
That's
26.
like I just think that's not realistic. Why it would be.
Okay. Other people have opinions about that? The Inspired Eye paid youth art apprenticeships. Okay, I can live with that. For me, I'm happy to give Duval some money. I don't think I want to. I mean, they put in like 4,
Right.
so I think we need to pick 5. Excuse me. For me, I would like to do the one that's actually on site, like the brain show. I'd like to fund some of that rather than the field trips.
Right.
Plus, I want to know what Hornster's doing for $1,800 at the farm. That was like the cost of the.
So I put the
Which
same
one is
thing.
that?
It's number 10, Duval second grade are going to Hornster Farm, and it was like $1,800,
Oh, yeah.
and they're going to pay somebody $1,200. I was like, for a tour
To do what?
of a farm? Like, somebody needs to tell me something else about that.
Yeah. So I'd be down. We can start with the brain show as B. So number 12 as a yes.
Yes.
And I'm going to put Duval. Because I think one of the other things we did last year was, if they asked for 4 things and
Yeah.
we did kind of like a
Each school got one.
$2,500 one
Right.
as opposed to,
Right.
Right.
Right. I'm sorry.
Because what they'll probably do is end up covering these things themselves. So it's nice
Right.
that we.
Some other no's for me is number 16, Henry the Juggler, no local sponsor. Number 17, I Am, Scott Maloney, no local sponsor. Number 18, Music and Education, David Malouf, no local sponsor.
Why does that sound familiar?
I feel like he's applied before. Of the ones with no local sponsor, that was one that I felt like if we get down to it, I maybe had a preference for that over some of the others.
I feel like some of them we tell them like, yeah, if you do Whitman Day or something like that.
We definitely talked about doing that with some of them.
Well, some of them say like venue to be decided in Whitman, like they say in Whitman.
Right.
Right, but that just means they haven't talked to
They
anybody.
want to do it, but they haven't actually committed.
Right.
So we might be in the position of them not even
Maybe.
feeling there.
Right. Like with Ruth Harkovitz, the reason that we've had to extend her so long was she kept not securing locations for herself. Because that was the one year that we didn't do the local sponsors. She's still left over from.
Also, number 21, the Make Me Brand New pop-up event. I think I'd want to talk to somebody at the Mass Cultural Council. That's the recycling, like batteries and fashion and all that. I'm not 100% that we could do that.
Yeah, I was kept looking for what the angle was to make it like were they
Something
gonna make
that-
art from
yeah.
it or something?
Yeah,
Like there wasn't. I don't know.
I'm just not sure, how we can't buy food and we can't do bathrooms. I'm just not sure we could pay for, I mean, I wouldn't mind paying her a fee to kind of do the event, but I didn't read that in there. It just seemed that it was kind of this idea, and it sounded cool, but I didn't get a sense of that there was a performance or talk, or do you know what I mean? There wasn't.
From what I understand, it looks like she is starting a nonprofit, and I think it has something to do with that.
Okay.
We can.
I think I'd want to ask somebody at the MCC if we could do, you know what I mean?
I agree.
I'd almost like there to be an event around it, like
Which number is she again?
21.
21.
So let's just do that as a maybe or a hold or something.
Yeah,
Maybe for 21.
yeah. Mostly I just want to know what the plan is. And for me, number 13, 14, for Fuller Craft, I'd rather fund the craft for kids during school break
Yes.
than the adult stuff for me. I could be talked into both of them, but I definitely thought for me the kids' school vacation thing is.
So
And I like that the
14 is a no and 13
well,
is a maybe.
that's where I'm at, but
13 is the kids one and 14 is all, right? Is that what you guys have?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it's just sort of
So
make it accessible for people.
13 is the maybe and 14 is the no? Is that what you said?
14 is the no.
So what did we say about David Malou? Did we say maybe or did we say no?
I
I think that was a no.
That for me it was a no because it was a no local sponsor.
Fuller doesn't have a local sponsor either, right?
Yeah, but it's next town over, so that feels different to me than a performer.
But isn't he like, he actually teaches music? Like he would actually like
Was
let the
it?
kids
Was he
play.
the one that was a comedian?
What's the name again?
David Malou.
Maloof.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, listen, learn, and play. Lyric workshop. Literally day.
Trying to find it. I had it pulled up and it went away.
So I guess you can pick.
So he was a summer concert performer in summer of 22.
I think he was the one.
He was the jukebox classroom, and he did children's songs, folk songs.
He was the one that was a little quiet.
Like we felt like wasn't a good fit.
It wasn't a good fit for an outdoor concert.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
But I kind of like the idea of like teaching kids to do the ukulele or something. Like I'm like of the ones that didn't have a local sponsor, this one jumped out at me. There was money.
That would be another nice one to do, like we did the Rose Conservatory indoors, or maybe like one of the smaller areas at Whitman Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to set it as a maybe? Are we keeping it as a no for Maloof? I
don't have a strong feeling. I just felt like it didn't have
if it doesn't
a
have.
local sponsor so I took it out of the running. I didn't remember that he had been here 2 years ago.
Well, we can look at the other ones first.
little star mixed up for me.
Or something.
That's a hike too.
Yeah. Belchertown.
Yankees.
Alright, so one, Janet Applefield, combating hate and prejudice. This one is wanting to do it in the middle school. Did we talk about this one yet?
What was the first one?
I don't know who it was. I just
Yeah, no, that's okay. Is it okay to go in order? This is
I know,
getting
it's
super
confusing.
hopping around, and then I'm
Yeah,
trying
sorry.
to get down to the bottom.
Okay.
To read the description.
We can go back.
So-
for one we said yellow because we figured we picked one of the middle school project.
Okay, so I'll label that.
And they have that, and then they have Joe's Crazy Triggers, I believe.
Okay.
It was really good.
Oh yeah, Joe's is awesome. And two is visual language workshop.
Beth Bailey. I like this grant. I liked it that it was at a different place at the Whitman Wellness.
Yeah, I think I liked this one.
It was teenagers,
Yeah,
art
I
stuff.
liked that it was teenagers.
I like that too. They don't have a lot.
Yeah.
So green for now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like those.
Can I ask a stupid question? What's the difference between Brockton's? I mean, I know they're different organizations, but does anybody have a strong sense of Brockton Symphony versus Southeast Symphony?
I mean, they are different people.
Yep.
I have no idea.
Anybody heard them?
Yeah.
I've seen them both before.
Brockton, I believe, typically plays in Brockton, where the Southeast are the ones who come here. and play at town hall. So they do the holiday concert, and there's also a spring concert.
Do you have any strong sense of quality?
We like the Southeast. No,
Yeah.
they're both great.
Okay.
But the Southeast was brought to us originally by a former cultural council member. So there's kind of like a connection there, and they also do the what do they call it? It's like an instrument petting zoo or something that they call that, where they have like a pre-showing before the concert for kids. So they come and they see the instruments and they talk about it and stuff. So I think they do a really great job.
So you want to put yellow for Brockton for right now?
I would say no, personally.
No?
In the
Okay.
past, we haven't really funded like these help us fund our season.
Right. Yeah.
The
Okay.
Harmonic Orchestra, we do have a very good relationship with them.
The Southeast?
The Southeast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know we have a great relationship with them.
Okay. Eileen Corvini?
That's the Corvairs.
Okay.
I mean, they were fine, right?
Yeah.
Summer. They were good.
I kind of was assuming the summer concert people were going to be like Greens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we typically.
Including the Defenders, the Bugle people.
What was there?
No, is that something we want to keep with? Like, it didn't seem like they had a huge crowd, which, I mean, I think there's definitely people that like them a lot. Okay.
I could go, I don't mind doing yellow for that for now.
Okay. The Corvairs is green though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Corvairs.
And the back-to-back,
Yeah.
Yep.
They're
green.
Green.
Paul Diggin?
That's the Common Soul, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think that's right.
And they're great.
Yeah. And so, so now we're down to 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's all DeVal. I like the Brain Show
Were there any requests from Conley?
There were not.
or the library.
And
That's the other
Yeah,
thing.
or the library, which is
none from the library?
I don't see it.
Oh, thank
Did I miss it?
you.
That
Thanks.
seems like a mistake.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean,
Which maybe if we approved some of these, like,
because a lot of times the library they do like Henry the Juggler
did not put
performance
anything in.
or something like that.
Right.
That seems
Unfortunate.
surprising.
So should we, for DeVal, do you want to say yes to the Brain Show and then, for now, and then we can go back and visit if,
Which one is the brain show?
That's
number 12.
It's the number 12. Okay, hold on. My second choice was the Easton Children's Museum trip to the kindergarten if we were going to approve one.
Okay.
The Gillette one, I personally don't get that field trip, and I don't know a single fifth grader that enjoyed it. I'd rather not sponsor it.
Which one is that? What number?
That is the great one, right?
The $2,500
It's 8. But honestly, the fifth grade house, kind of a lot going on at that school anyways. Like, they do get a lot. I'd rather focus on some of the other grades.
The brain shows everybody, right?
Okay, then yeah, I think that's the most.
Yep.
Eight's red.
8's red. 9 is 9, 10, and 11 are also devolved. 11 was the
Yellow.
kindergarten.
Yeah, that's maybe. Depending on other funding. 13 was yes for the craft for kids, the Fuller.
Yep.
14 was a yellow question mark if we have.
Sorry, 9 and 10 both babies.
9 and 10 were no's for now because they were field trips.
Can I just ask though, should we turn down a Duval school event in favor of something the Fuller Museum is putting on?
Well, I don't think it's right now binary.
No, but I'm just saying as like a general concept, should we be turning down school trip over something that has no local sponsor?
I guess I feel, for me, one of the things they emphasize in the Mass Cultural Council is diversity, equity, and access. And I think the Fuller is going to maybe be accessible to people than a field trip, which is very specific to a specific group of kids.
Not only that, by opening it up and advertising to all of the town kids for the Fuller Craft. I'm a Duval mom, so obviously I care about that side. But Conley hasn't applied for anything, so this opens it up to advertise to the whole town and push it to kids from the other side of town too, rather than just
Right. I want to be equitable to as many Whitman folks as we can, but I don't know, it's such big money that the Duval asked for. I mean, good for them, but it's a pile of money.
yeah.
It's so weird, there's no common members in the library, it's so weird.
Yeah.
We sorry to backtrack, but we paid the library grants, right? Like
Yes.
okay.
All of them.
I talked to the library director the day that I went to the community input meeting where I sat around with the book.
It's possible maybe they got their own grants or something that were separate.
I don't know. Unfortunately, we can't do any,
Yeah.
we can't.
I know there's Friends of the Library. I don't know how active they are.
They are
Yeah.
members of the library.
Well, you know what? I don't mind dropping a note to
Just
the guy, director, whose name I
David.
Dave, yeah.
and just say, hey, sorry to see that you guys didn't ask us for money. Really? I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I want good things happening.
I know.
I know they
Not
used
that
to
we
do a
can't-
lot.
We can't do anything about it now, but I hope you encourage you to,
for the next thing.
yeah, the next cycle. Okay. All right.
14 red, 14 yellow.
I think it's yellow for now, depending on where we end up with.
Because
I would
13
say
was
red,
the-
because if we're gonna approve one of the Fuller, I feel like there's other events
For the
that are
kids.
better
Okay.
that I feel like.
Whitman Hanson, 37. So that's a big ticket item.
Where are you?
Oh, and I would say 100% on that one. To
Yeah.
me,
Oh, they
that's
do
like-
such a good job on that.
Yeah, that's like a.
Which one?
need to do that.
37. I just saw that. Sorry. I know we were
It's
supposed
to
to
make like an, I think that was like a definite.
Is the budget a mistake? Is
She's
that
okay.
backwards?
Oh yeah, they asked for 3,000, but they only need 2,460. Yeah, that does seem like a mistake.
It seems like it's probably swapped, right?
Should I would like to do it. I'm not 100% we can buy equipment though. I think I want to.
Is it for buying equipment? Is that what he wrote?
Yeah. Can we go back to being in order
Yeah,
though? Because I'm
sorry.
getting a little.
Yep.
We left off at 14, which we said no,
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
and then 15. That's the Council on Aging. So they have a few of them. They have 15. The Beat Generation. They have 20. The Conservation and Wildlife in Your Neighborhood. And is that it?
Weren't there two bird ones?
Oh, now there's
32.
yeah, they have 5 grants in. So
34.
they have 32, 33, 34, and they have 15 and 20. So anybody have any?
So there were two that were kind of like bird watcher type things, right? That were both council on aging. Am I right about
Yep.
that?
I felt like those weren't very cultural.
Like one of them is like a photographer, and like it's more of like a they just go and he shows them his photography and teaches them about the birds. And I thought that might have more of a cultural angle and be because he's a photographer, and maybe be more likely to have more people attend of those two.
And
I
which one
just
was
like
that? Was that the
32 Birds of New England Swamp.
Yes.
Okay.
280?
Was it 20 was the other
It
one?
is 20. Let's just my
Conservation or wildlife.
That's okay by me.
Yeah.
Do people feel okay about that?
So 20 is no.
No, I think
So-
20 is yes.
Oh, 20 is
Oh, I
it.
thought 20 was now.
I'm sorry.
30, what is 32? Hold
I
on, we
thought
just need to,
32 was the photography one.
let's just double check, just to be
Yeah.
sure.
It's hard to find it in the PDF on my
So
detail.
there's, I think, 5 different council on aging.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So we're not saying no to the beat generation.
I like that one.
I think yes.
I like that one and 32 were my choices for the council on aging. Didn't we have an issue with the hip hop chair?
The hip hop chair doesn't have a local sponsor, I don't think.
Oh, no, I thought it was the housing.
Or was it the Council on Aging?
No, it was, I thought it was Whitman Housing
is the
Authority.
autism
No, there's two of them.
Musicdance.edu. So let's.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm confused. So where are we with 15? The beat generation, yes,
I would say that's a green.
green, okay.
Yeah.
And then no to 16, no to 17, and no to 18, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Gina and Mark, 19, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then the Council on Aging is 20.
Is 19 being marked?
Yes, 19 is Gina Mark.
She's green. Right?
Yeah,
20 I would say no. Because I like the photographer that does birds.
I would rather
Right.
the photographer, if
Yeah.
anything, yeah.
So that's 32. So
So
20
20
would be red,
is
32.
Yes.
32.
30, then that brings 34 is the other, are we doing all the council on aging ones right
I think that helps if we,
I think it helps. Too.
so 32 is the photographer,
now?
Yes.
Yep.
so that's green.
Yes.
But we're not doing the Salem Witch Trial or the Hidden Gems of New England?
We could say maybes for those.
They're
So-
not like big money.
Yeah, so yellow,
Yeah.
Yeah, come
let's
back
do
around
yellow
on
for
those.
those.
Okay.
30. So those are like
23.
30,
3 and
3 and
34.
33, 34 are yellow.
So then
That
we
brings
should just go back now that we're done with the
So 21.
21. That was the pop-up. we
That's the
said.
one I gotta call, and I feel like we
Okay.
need to ask about that,
I
because
had that noted.
So maybe.
well, it's, do we like the, I didn't love the event, I didn't love it because I didn't feel like there was a there. You know what I mean? She gathered this stuff, but there didn't seem to be a event around it, so I'm not 100%
Yeah, I would say red.
It doesn't feel like it fits within.
No, it doesn't
Culture.
feel cultural. I mean, it's a good purpose.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's
Yes.
not what we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so no to 21.
okay.
And then 22 and 23 you said was for the.
Department of Housing, or the Housing Authority.
Okay.
And I know this autistic one came before us last year, and I feel like we talked about it a lot, but I can't remember what happened. Did we approve it? Did we not? I think we felt like who was the audience at that particular, like the housing authority? I think we talked
Yeah.
about that.
I feel great about doing hip hop for seniors
Yeah.
at the Housing Authority.
I think, yeah,
That's big money. 760.
Yeah. Might be a 4 or 5 people coming to teach.
3, 2, 3. Let me just.
So do you want to say, I'd like to say yes to one of the two of them, 22 or 23. Anybody have any strong feelings?
Makes sense. Do we think there are seniors who want to do chair hip hop? No, like that's a real question. Though.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm sure there might be 1 or 2, but do we really think that's like a? I feel like the seniors in this community are like all about going to see their purveyors.
Is it worth trying to research if there's more of a representation for seniors or autistic individuals in the housing authority?
So we could go yellow for now.
Yeah, it's a yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we reach out to the Housing Authority to ask them
Yeah.
if they have
Let's
a
see.
preference?
Who has more of a representation? Does anyone have time to do that during like a work day? Their business hours to
I
reach
can do
out.
that.
To call the housing authority and just talk about these two
The
grant.
housing authority is not the sponsor though, right? It's this other,
That's where it would be held, right?
right, that's where this third party is suggesting.
Yes, I think so.
I took it that they had a sponsor, but
I
I,
think they did.
It said, where would this be placed? And it said the housing authority or council on aging.
oh, really? Okay, I missed that.
But it just, I don't know. 'Cause there's
Yeah,
also
and
that
actually-
whole section where it's like, if you've applied to other local cultural councils for funding for this project, please list the names below.
Yeah,
It's like Palmer, Abington, Morgan, Athol, Morgan,
Really?
Brookfield.
so she's just trying to see where she can get a
Which one is that
sponsor.
for? The hip hop?
This is for, it's one of the music ones. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'll
so
figure
it's not like the housing authority isn't asking to put these on.
Oh,
it's
now this
just-
one does say, hold on. Are there any individual or organizations that would be involved in the project as planners, partners, collaborators, if applicable, distinguish, firm commitment, council on aging, Melissa Maroney, Whitman Housing Authority, Eileen Gibson. Signed community partnership agreement, sent under separate cover.
So like for the hip hop one, the angle is like Black History Month because that's what they say when will the project take place. They specify that. I am all for like having more diversity in the types of programming that we're putting on. I'm just thinking about Whitman seniors, and I don't mean to like pigeonhole, but I'm just not seeing an audience for this.
I completely agree when you say it like that. I think that's something way more more appropriate for a library event
Yes.
than the housing authority.
They say
Is there,
contemporary jazz, 70s, popular Broadway musicals, hip hop. So it's not all hip hop, but okay, I take your point.
do they have a place at the housing authority? Is there like a building where they can do this?
That's a good point. I have never seen a
Like
building down
community
there
center
that
kind of place?
seems that way.
Is the housing authority on Stetson? Is that the housing authority?
I would think it would be the one on Harvard,
Okay.
heading towards East Bridgewater on the right-hand side.
Yeah, so on Harvard Court.
Yeah.
All right, so
Bridgewater.
do you? So you have time to call
Yeah, I can call them.
Whitman Housing and
It might be like, what are you talking?
well, that's telling then, you know.
Oh, they have multiple locations. So they do have Stetson, Harvard Court, Pine Circle.
They wrote that?
Yeah, I'm on the website now, Pine Haven Drive. So
Oh, you mean
The housing authority.
Housing authority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a common room somewhere.
there's got to be at one of those locations. That's what
I would say, yeah. Find out if they've actually talked to someone
Okay.
at the housing authority. So we can make those yellow for now.
Okay, we are rolling. That's 22 and 23. Now we're on to knock on wood. Howie Newman.
Yeah, he loves Whitman Day though.
Yeah, that was good. I think he was good.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
I think we have to get it covered.
Diversity, but this is who applied.
No, I know. That's 24, right?
Yes. Afternoon of Brass, I think we said no to.
Right.
Patrick Smith. And no to Sasha Art Center. That's number 26.
Paid youth art apprenticeships. Is that paying
That's the one where Christy was saying people would have to drive for 10 weeks from Whitman to Cohasset to be participating in this youth
apprenticeship?
yeah.
I like the idea of it, just Cohasset seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was closer, if our kids could be more involved.
Corn Festival performers.
feel like I remember that last year.
We
too.
did
Yeah,
vote this down last year.
Yeah, 16,550. So this is supporting their program that they're going to put on, right? It's not.
Right, in Hanover, not even in Norwell. So
27.
I'm saying no. Can I just say, YMCA is really well funded.
Yes.
Yeah, so the Southeastern Philharmonic, the spring and holiday concerts. I love both of those events. I feel like last year, weren't we only able to fund one of them
Yeah.
because
Holiday, yeah.
of how much it was? We did the holiday concert. So I would say maybe we do the same again. Green for the holiday concert and yellow for the spring concert, and we see where we are.
Okay.
So 28 is yellow and 29 is green.
And then the Talking Information Center, where do people end up on that?
What is
I do like that it's for a blind audience.
30.
Me too. I just wish there was a more specific.
I had that down as a maybe.
Yeah. I just wish there was a more solid event as opposed to sort of supporting it. I think 31 we said no to John Waterman.
And then we
32.
did 32, 33, 34.
So 32 is I think green, the birds.
Yeah, we already did.
Salem is yellow. Hidden Gems is yellow.
Yeah.
Chore and art making experience. I love this
Oh, that's Girl Scouts.
because it's Girl Scouts going to the Fuller, which I
Okay, green.
okay.
So that's 32 yes, right?
Yeah.
36 reptile enrichment. People said yes to that, right?
I have no written.
Whitman Hanson Samba.
So you had a good point that it does list equipment, so we would need to find that.
I don't mind reaching out to MCC if people, unless someone's dying to do it.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem.
47. So want me to say maybe, and Juliana's reaching out.
Yeah,
If we can, then I would say 100.
yeah, no, I happy to give them some money. I'm just not convinced we can do that, but
Not for buying equipment. It's a fantastic program, though. I've heard them
Yeah.
say, and they're absolutely wonderful, and the kids love it. So,
yeah,
you know, if it's funding the program, great. But if it's buying stuff, I don't know if we can.
that's my question.
Yeah.
So,
What if it was like a program where, like, it's to teach you how to play ukuleles, and so part of the expense is a ukulele for each child? Like, is that?
I think it'd be okay if it's a the idea is programming. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't buy stuff. That's, I think, the hard part is that it can't be food or bathroom. Like they want to fund artists to go and do stuff or fund people going to see artists. So, I like the idea of buying it. I'm just not sure we can, but I'll reach out to the MCC person and ask about funding.
So I'm also
Purchasing.
thinking, what if we fund them and then what they choose to do with the money is buy the equipment, but then we're reimbursing them for the equipment. So I don't know. Yeah, that would need to be an MCC question.
Well, mostly I just think we can't buy stuff unless it's part. If they said, "Oh, we're having a concert and we'd like to," like you said, buy ukuleles or whatever. I think you can do that as part of the materials related to an event,
Right.
but not in a. But this isn't an event. But I'll find out.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to come back
Yeah.
Yeah.
and vote all this.
Fine.
And then Matt York's stories and songs, Johnny Cash.
He wanted to do a summer concert. I don't know. That's a very specific.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he did say he wanted to do a summer concert. He specified that.
I think people around here would absolutely love that.
So should we count up how many we have for summer concerts?
I think I'd like to see. I'll look on YouTube and see if we can
I
and
think
see.
we could do a maybe, but I think he's worth.
Yeah, he said hoping summer concert series.
Yeah.
Because it would be great to shake it up with some of our performers.
Yeah.
And add
Yeah.
new.
Okay.
What did we say for number 3? That was
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're gonna because it's not in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said The concert performance I do has been featured in the Boston Globe, Patriot Ledger, and many regional news outlets. There are many towns that have recorded it with their cable access. I make short 90-second YouTube videos for each performance, so it should
Okay.
be easy to.
Yeah, I'll look it up later. Yep.
Awesome.
Not that I'm a Johnny Cash person, but no,
But
let's go.
I think
Yeah.
people are gonna figure out they would like that.
Yeah.
You want to tally all the?
I don't have a problem with Johnny Cash. I'm just saying it's not my go-to.
Yeah, as far as like amounts and totals go, so I do have a spreadsheet. I can't access anything right now, and I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi or me.
That's what's not working.
I don't think it'll take that. I could probably do it.
Yeah, I'll just reorganize it all to the red, yellow, greens, and then we can add and subtract up the totals
We got to meet again anyway to do a final vote. So
before January.
yeah. So do we want to try to meet in 2 weeks?
On the 11th, would that be?
I have no idea what that date is. I believe you.
That is the 11th.
That would
No, we
work
have
for me.
PAC.
Okay.
I mean, we could do.
Could we do Tuesday? Does that work for anybody?
The 12th. Yeah, that would work for me.
It's the high school holiday concert, but don't have a high school kid, so. I was just gonna volunteer to help. I don't have to.
I'm just checking that. Are there other concerts?
So could we say tentatively Tuesday the 12th?
I just want to make sure that.
That works.
That's okay. But I'll wait and tentatively here 7 o'clock, or would you?
Yeah. 7.
I like here because frankly it's just easy and
We don't get
We're
kicked
not on
out.
time.
they're always open.
Alright, so.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that week.
Everyone met Kate, right? I'm sorry. I feel like I should have introduced you. Sorry, this is Kate. She's our newest member. Welcome, Kate. Ellie. Hi, Ellie. If you ever want me to bring one of my children to watch her,
Oh, it is the 12th.
well, they can totally entertain her.
I cannot do the 12th.
You can?
Can't.
You can.
Okay.
Okay,
Pajama party.
All right, 13th, that Wednesday.
let's see.
That also works. That is like a
That whole week works for me.
yeah. Everything except Monday works for me.
13 looks good for me.
I can do the 13th or 14th.
13th at 7 o'clock here at the police station, assuming it's available. If not, I'll let you peoples know.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do it. So can we set an agenda so I don't mess this up again? So grant applications.
Yep.
Budget review.
Should we do a generic old and new business? So that
Yes.
like,
Yep.
this comes up, we can, like,
Old business. New business.
We need to set a date for the. I think we need to set a Whitman Day planning meeting for early January. So we'll discuss Whitman Day then. I'm going to email Jen and say that we mostly think that her beer garden thing looks fine. So she can.
Were we supposed
I
to
didn't
vote
get that
on
application. Did you send that in the email that you sent?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's in the
I
first
attached it to a couple
email.
emails.
Okay.
My only question was, there was questions in that, so is she looking for us to answer that, or is that questions that go to like the board of selectmen to answer?
I believe the select.
Did you get to look at it at all?
No.
Okay. So basically, the baseball field that's right over here. That's where she wants to put it. So at the bottom of the hill. And there'd be food trucks over here.
Yeah.
And then it would be cordoned off. Anyone can go in there, but you get
A wrist.
bracelet if
Yeah.
you're over 21, and you have to have that to be able to get a drink. So there'll be tables in there, and what else did she say? Oh, they would be making sure that, you know, the people serving would make sure that the people drinking are kept in check, but they're not really worried too much about it because of the time of day, police presence, and the type of event it is. It's very like
Family.
yeah. So they're not expecting anything to go awry, but they will expect the people who are serving to just
make sure.
Do we have a time yet for the,
12 to 4 p.m. serving time.
okay, and so Whitman Day is 10 to
11 to 4.
11 to
Is it
4.
11 to 4 or 10 to 4?
He says serving time 12 to 4, but set up 1 hour prior to start and on 1 hour after.
Oh, I mean for actual Whitman Day. I think that we have it 10 to 4 because last year we did the puppy parade at 9:30.
Okay. All right, so do we want to add Whitman Day to the agenda, or?
Yeah, we'll need to
Okay.
set a meeting.
All right, so what I'm saying, hearing is December 13th at 7 p.m. Old business, new business, grant applications, vote, budget review, Whitman Day, 2024. Anything else? I can round robin this,
Yeah.
type this up an agenda and then send it around to everybody, and then if I've forgot something. Okay.
No, I think that's okay.
And Eloise has to vote. That's
Yeah.
a certainty.
Yeah.
Right? She's got an opinion.
Yeah, she does.
Let's go, girl. Any other business before the cultural council?
Do you have any questions?
I don't know how to ask a question. I don't even know what my questions are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a lot.
It is.
Yeah, so the first one to walk into the grant thing, it's always it's a lot because it's like 300 pages of stuff. But what I would say generally is we're trying to do the most, hit as many citizens in Whitman from littles to seniors, cradle to grave. And we're trying to do the best job of spreading that money as far as we can. So part of that is the summer concerts, and then part of it is the applications, and it's trying to balance both. If we had all of the elementary schools, I think we would try to be equal to, I'm sorry, how many elementary schools are in Whitman?
Just 2.
Okay. So, sorry, I have no kids in the school system, done that, been there. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, and surprising the library. So we're just trying to do the best we can to spread the little bit of money that we have to the most good. So that's sort of the... So the jumping around is partially just trying to say, well, okay, the Council on Aging has 5, and how do we want to fund it? And okay, we don't have 6,000 to go to DeVal as much as we'd like to, since we have maybe 12 or, whatever the number is. So next time it'll be sort of a narrowing of, can we give 400 to this and 500, but this was sort of the broad brush. Is that about?
Yeah.
Say it?
Good job.
So, okay.
Can I ask one thing before we adjourn?
Sure.
Remember last year we talked about doing like a kids' day at the park, or like
Yeah.
a kids' evening at the park?
Yeah.
If we were gonna do something like that, like the juggler, it's like we approve something like that, but specific
And
to
told them like this
you
would
have
be for
right.
our kids. So yeah,
That's actually
Kind
good.
of line. Yeah,
That's a good thought.
I'm just thinking using this to fund a day like that.
Might be the first time I've ever considered Henry the Juggler as funding, because I think he applies
Picture.
every year, every single cultural council.
You pitch Henry the Juggler better than Henry the Juggler.
All right, yeah, let's think about that.
Okay.
I'll
do
see
we
if I
wanna
can look-
turn him to yellow?
What number? Let's see.
Number 16. Put it to yellow.
Yep.
Okay.
And maybe if we found like one other.
I still like the bubble guy. I think we need music and a few things to do.
The Maloof guy who's gonna teach. He might potentially teach, let the kids play. It said in there, one of the options was he would let them play percussion instruments.
If we're doing that, I would love to just have Rose Conservatory to take over. If we do a kids thing, I'd love them to come and do drumming and do the dance thing that they did, and then the juggler, make it a...
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, they didn't apply.
They didn't apply, but we have grant, we
Oh,
have a
totally
gift fund
for
and
that,
we
'cause
could,
that was worth it.
yeah. I don't, let's put Henry in the yellow for now and then maybe talk more in depth about kids
Okay.
programming. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
because I'd like the bubble, the bubble guy that I talked about?
Yeah, like
He came to the library. I saw him like on a Facebook post. The library had him.
Yeah.
The bubble guy.
motion to adjourn.
A second.
Seconded. Okay. Thank you.